Cool.
So everyone on SwissBorg and everyone on Facebook, sorry we are a bit late, but unfortunately we had some problems with YouTube. So we are live. We had to change as well the update link for the YouTube, so we'll send it quickly to the community. If people could then have access, it'll be better. SwissBorg and everyone on Facebook, sorry, so as you can see a little bit on the background here, we're talking about blockchain unchained. This is the event that's going to happen in a little bit less than 103 days. It's going to be in Geneva from September 12th to September 14th. And it's going to be really awesome. And so for all the guys who have CHSB tokens for a little while, most probably you'll have the rather discounts, or if you'll have maybe even free tickets for these 2 days, which is going to be quite awesome. This is the event that's going to happen. So please guys, check it out. Please register if you have a fair amount of CHSB tokens. Please get in the queue and you will probably be receiving your tokens quite soon. We're going to start the live in less than 2 minutes just to make sure that everyone gets the link, the correct link. And the great thing about our live today is that I'm not by myself. There's as well Anthony, our fantastic co-founder and CS. Oh. So Anthony, how's it going, dude?
Going good, going good. What about you, Cyrus?
Good, great. It's always good to see you and have you for our Q&As.
It's good to be with the community.
Exactly, to share the thoughts. So guys, a little bit on this update. First again, apologize for the little start that was 20 minutes late or 15 minutes late. About Q&As and updates, we love doing it. We thought that now being at least, I don't know, 5-6 months, Anthony, we're doing this?
Yeah, it's good.
However, now I think we want to put more structure to it. So we'll have it once a month. And it's not a coincidence that we just sent you something yesterday. What did we send to everyone yesterday?
Monthly report.
Exactly. We really hope that you guys checked our Medium page, that we had a lot of great information and content that we brought into it. I would say this is what we really want to bring in transparency, to bring what is the progress on different projects, what are as well the issues that we're facing, and how the CHSB token can get better, and how the community and our ecosystem is getting greater month by month.
Yeah, exactly. And as you will see in the presentation, now the team is growing and growing. So more people will be involved as well in this communication process with you guys, the community. Most probably, for instance, it's been mainly myself and Cyrus doing all these updates, but with time, and we already talk about this subject internally, we'll have some team leader taking the voice to discuss a very specific topic that you can guys have a very clear overview of what is happening inside the company. So most probably a tech update, it will be a keynote specifically to talk about the progress in the tech side at SwissBorg, maybe a legal as well, if it's not too boring for the community, but we always see question in terms of legals. I don't know if it's still valuable to be too much specific on that field, but still there is a lot of things going on that direction. And community, of course, event awareness of the brand, and strategic alliances as well, because as you know, at SwissBorg, we're not only trying to build one product, but we try to build a very comprehensive and holistic ecosystem for financial services. And in that sense, we're discussing together with partners or with people that we met many different projects. And it's good to keep you updated, guys, because things are going so fast that sometimes it's very difficult.
And it's hard to keep up for sure. So we're going to go through another thing I think so about what we're going to do on these different monthly reports and Q&As is that instead of answering random questions, is that we are going to bring all these different questions to one theme, and then we're going to present it through pretty much a digital way of actually having a track of what we're doing, what we're saying. So I think so it's more than popping up into one Earth exchange and answering back and forth different questions, but more to have let's say a better roadmap or our own roadmap in some way. So I think so this is what we're going to be doing. As you guys know, at SwissBorg, our main drive here is to bring in our community and to create a new era of wealth management. And we want to do that powered by blockchain technology, obviously, and bringing in this meritocratic system and changing the world by doing that. Since the ICO, a lot of things happened. A lot of great things happened. We've been concentrating a lot of our effort by recruiting the best team. And I think so far, the elements that we have, we're very proud of. We all are working, obviously, very hard. And maybe we're just going to show you a quick little organizational charts, but we're not going to get into every details. We'll go a little bit later. But I think so, Anthony, and we're speaking for both. We're quite happy of the recent recruits that we have.
Indeed, exactly. Maybe you want to skip the configuration of the screen.
Right.
That you can make it more accessible for everyone.
So let's transition to the So you can see, really the SwissBorg organizational chart. I think so. We've recruited a bit from every team. As you know, we're all based in now 4 different countries, which is great. The 4 different countries obviously is Japan, Switzerland, Toronto, and the new office, which are based in
London.
Well, this guy's going next week, and I was there last week. I think so. We've been recruiting a lot of great people, and I think so. In every company, the most important is always the team, and there's a lot of great people that we added. If you want to get more information on that, I think so. Each time we have a new recruit, we're very proud to put him on Medium, and he or she will then share a bit of a story about what's been her track record, why did she get into blockchain, and more importantly, how is she going to contribute and be awesome at SwissBorg. Now let's dive into the juicy part that you guys all been looking forward to, which is where are we standing and what's the greater vision of our next upcoming products. With Anthony, very often we talk a lot about decentralization. We always talk a lot about democratization. We talk about all of that within wealth management, and we always try to look at what other people are doing and how can they inspire us to take it a step a bit further, and making sure that not only on the technical part is better, but more on the vision itself. And maybe you want to talk about the competitive environment, Anthony, that we drafted on this cool chart?
Of course. So we would like to introduce this chart as well for you guys, that you can even better understand what we're doing here, in the sense that when you know the ecosystem itself, that's help to see how SwissBorg could be different. Of course, there is things that the other people are doing that we're going to do, because somehow we are building same basis, but at the end, the services or the level of services that we implement in each DAO is different. And in that chart, what you see right now is only DAO, which means or fintech DAO to be more specific. Because the first product that we're going to release will be only about cryptocurrencies, as all these guys are doing. But going forward in the future, you will see not only this, let's say, on-chain DAO into this chart, but you will see much more traditional financial provider or financial service provider like private bank. It could be as well very traditional fintech. Because we talk a lot about tokenization, security token, and it's exactly where we are going. And in the coming future, SwissBorg will not only implement portfolio management solution for equity or utility token, but for security token as well. And when we will reach that stage, then the competitive environment will be a mix between on-chain fintech and off-chain fintech. But coming back to this graph to discuss the smart wallets, so basically the first product that we're going to release by the end of the year, when we look at the other initiative on our product, we are kind of very different. So we analyzed our competitive positioning following two axes. The first one is from a deposit perspective. So there is DAO that you can only deposit in crypto. That's the case of Exodus, for example, the famous wallet that all knows, that is linked with Shapeshift, that you can offer this execution venue, that you can transform your crypto from one to another. You have Melonpot as well, which is I would say the more decentralized initiative in investment management, but still it's only operating with crypto, and you know the limitation, especially when you want to bridge the off-chain world with the on-chain world. You need to facilitate, in that sense, the execution and the change between fiat and cryptos. And exactly for example, Coinbase, I would say that's the biggest fintech even in the US. From all the perspective, not only the on-chain perspective, but from the off-chain perspective, I would say that's a very, very serious competitor at the moment. They've been all around in all news, and they're offering this both deposit methods, so fiat and cryptos. But what we see in the future, and this is part of the conversation or the vision that we share as well with Coinbase, is not only people will be able to deposit fiat and crypto, but even more. It could be data, for example. We have seen different initiatives to these data monetization tools, and in the future, most probably, there will be another deposit method. But for instance, for the first version of our smart wallet, we are targeting to offer both fiat and crypto deposit to the community. On the other hand, there is the level of investment services that you can find in every platform. And I would say, for instance, from what we observe from the competition, most of the time, the competitors are only focusing on one services. What we want to offer, and that's the reason why we call it the smart wallet at SwissBorg, we want to offer different kind of services. So not only investment services and custody services that we're going to come back in the later stage, but it could be a very, very holistic approach of portfolio management. And in that sense, we really believe that the SwissBorg application will be unique.
Right. So in a nutshell, I think so that the main difference is that you'll have obviously multiple services. So we're talking about a smart wallet that not only just takes cryptos, but as well you could be able to pick into different indices that replicates a portfolio of different crypto assets, and that'll be all managed by our algorithms. And more importantly, it will have a very user-friendliness to it, which is that you could rather invest 10,000 bitcoins or 1 franc, and you will have a very easy process in a way to democratize really our services to everyone. And I think so this is something that is very important. Obviously, all that based on the best end of tech, the highly secured cryptography as well. And for that, we're really, really working hard on it. And we hope to have this pretty much available and near Christmas around those dates. So let's get into maybe the tech updates, because you've all been obviously asking us a lot of questions. What have been done so far? Where are we standing? There's a lot of projects that have been evolving in a very good pace. There's more projects that we are responsibly taking the action of really take a step back, analyzing the whole process, the micro view of it, but as well the top-down view of it, making sure we have the right elements, the right people as well, and that I think so we're always developing at a very responsible pace. And some people like to have things very urgently, which I 100% understand. But if you wanna really make it, you obviously have to take some time, and you have to think through everything before releasing anything to you guys, especially in this world, in the crypto world. So We can talk about the SwissBorg referendum, which is obviously the first product that many of you guys have already participated in. Thank you very much for that. We had 4,300 people who participated, and a lot of people got rewarded automatically, which was awesome. It's not finished. We have, a lot of different things that we will have to work on to make maybe the process even smoother. For again, the main reason for mass adoption and making sure that the user experience is better. The user interface is maybe nicer as well. I think that's something we're working on. We'll be working on a bit on the smart contract for itself. That could maybe in some way be a little bit more, let's say, optimal. And obviously the RSB algorithm, the way you reward it. A lot of people have said, well, I've been staking CHSB for a long time. It doesn't make sense if someone could buy CHSB 3 to 4 days before the referendum and get the same amount of tokens in RSB, and that's definitely true. So we're looking forward to build algorithm that could look at the holdings of the CHSB tokens out of X amounts of time, and that will eventually then skew the algorithm towards having more or less RSBs. So in a nutshell, if you've been holding and staking CHSB for a fair amount of time, a big amount of time, well, you have much more tokens than someone who's just bought CHSB tokens just previously to the event. And that's obviously normal. So we're working on this. I'm not too sure we'll have it for this next referendum. We'll most probably will have it for the upcoming ones they'll take place. And we're really happy about that.
From a technical perspective, we'll be ready to change the algorithm this time, but for the community and to be fair, because we need to state a starting date for applying these rules. Most probably, we're going to implement the new rules at the end of this referendum that everyone could start with an informed decision and be informed in advance. So just to remain fair with the community,
yep.
Most probably it's not going to be implemented this time. So that's the perfect transition to discuss maybe the community platform. That's coming with our effort to expand the community and to be really well aligned with the community, because we not consider ourselves being different from the community. At the end, and if you read the white paper carefully, our objective is to bring the right amount of technology that I would say the community could sustain the whole technology by himself, and SwissBorg, the initial team, just being part of the community as a whole. So Cyrus, can you tell us more about the community platform and what the objective and where we're standing right now?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. As you said, swarm intelligence is one of the main things, and I think so. That's the main ecosystem that you want to have to develop, because if you don't have the swarm, you don't have an ecosystem. So we are very eager to have our own swarm platform, our own community swarm platform, right? Where you'll have the perfect combination of overstack flow and in some other ways teammates, right? Where you could have different channels where community could then post comments, upvote, downvote, and based all on these different metrics, you then get rewarded. And more importantly, within that same platform, imagine it that if you have a fair amount of tokens, then it gives you access to different channels of data sets, of maybe tools, of maybe as well information, maybe about customized investment mandates. It enable you to get access to privilege different chats and different products and services, and all done through the Swarm Intelligence platform. Right now, because it will take time to develop things, we thought about moving all our social media towards Reddit. And the reason why we're doing that is that Reddit, first, is something that has been developed for a fair amount of time. It is very crypto friendly because it's actually on a lot of different channels such as that where Bitcoin started to talk into it, but as well other blockchain activities. So it's something that I think is completely aligned with us. And as well, it has the karma point system. And the karma point system enables you already to see who is active within the subreddit. So in some way, it's not the perfect swarm intelligence platform, but it's already something that's good enough that can allow us already to centralize all the discussions and have discussions that have upvotes and downvotes. But at the same time, see who's actually the people that should be rewarded. So I think so. This is a great step for us. We should really make the effort of all of you guys moving from Telegram, which is a very noisy channel, to Reddit, and then we'll have competitions. We'll let you know. We already have a post on how you get rewarded with the karma points, and how you get CHSB tokens, and obviously a lot of different goodies, such as this wonderful T-shirt that you guys always want. And we'll be very happy to send it to you when we'll have this different bounty, contests through this Reddit channel. So, getting more to the project itself, I think so. As Anthony and I would completely agree, is that we have a lot on our plate and a lot on our shoulders. So this is a project that we already start talking about the specifications out of it. We said we're roughly at 20%. I think it's a little bit more. The hiring process is just the beginning. We have a product owner right now that wants to develop this, but it's super, I will say, early stage on it. And I think so, we should think about this at maybe Q2 next year. And we'll have probably maybe a beta version a bit earlier from that. But for the time being, please go on Reddit. And I think so you already have this, this meritocratic system that could be leveraged. So getting to the next point, which is the crypto wallet, obviously, which is the mother birth of a lot of our activities.
Yeah.
Anthony, you've been working a little bit on this. This is an early stage product and project. Can you walk us through what has been done and where we're targeting?
Of course. So in that section, we're going to discuss different elements of what we have called the smart wallet. Already seen in YouTube people wondering why we're building a wallet, while most of the time we're talking about an investment app. So what we call the smart wallet, that's the merge between an investment app and a wallet. And this is what we call the smart wallet. So at the end, it's a matter of terminology. So as you can understand, the basis of, I would say, everyday IO, and especially when it's come to investment, came with this crypto wallet. So the idea here is currently we're working with a company that's called BitGo. They're doing a very, very nice job. As you have seen, they've been already partnering with many DAO or even, I would say, a more traditional investment firm doing some.
And that's
some
the guys we use, right, for their ICO.
For their ICO as well.
Same process, which was very secured and very well done.
They are quite successful. They've been doing some Series A for 42 million. So they are based out of San Francisco. That's a very good team. But on the other hand, because we want to build the best of breed, I would say, investment services, and we are in Switzerland where we have the chance to be with the best cryptographer in the world, especially here in Lausanne at the EPFL, which was the best guy in cryptography. We just figured out that it was a good equation for us to build this engine from ourselves. So when we talk about the crypto wallet, this is this piece of software that you need to embed a lot of security to make sure that every time you access to your crypto as a user of the smart wallet, the process of accessing to this crypto is safe. And we have started this journey since 2 months now. We've been extensively seeing guys trying to recruit really the best engineer in that field. It's really an early stage, but we are focusing on that part, which is critical, as you understand, to the release of the smart wallet. And I think we are evolving in the right direction on that crypto wallet.
Yeah, definitely agree on that. And again, is that why we want a crypto wallet? Again, is that why would you want to actually, not have the key and the lock of your own business? And I think so. It's something that is a paramount, and it's a more end goal type of project. But we'll definitely need it going forward for internally for the trading systems that we have, but as well for the smart wallets, and more importantly, that will be attached to our smart mandate, which is obviously the essence of SwissBorg. Let's maybe jump into the next project quickly, which would be which would be then the mobile app. So again, this is the investing platform. A lot of people talking about it, getting a little bit confused, is that the mobile app is the investing platform. Okay, this is something that's paramount to you guys to understand, is that there's no difference between the investing platform and the mobile app. Okay, because the mobile app is what we chose. Obviously, you'll have a desktop going forward, but right now, really, investment management platform is the mobile app. And I think so that we've done a lot of great progress on that. We had a great workshop, Anthony, I think so, last week.
Exactly.
We had several ones, but one of them was last week. That went very well.
So one guy that's been involved with a very famous DAO before, I cannot really disclose the name because I haven't asked him to do that, but maybe he will be with us next time we have a Q&A. He's a very well-experienced guy. He knows well how to design great UX UI. We spent, one day in a workshop discussing all the different options. As you can understand, when you build an investment platform, that's not natural to anybody, as there is a lot of.
No, sorry. Just Andres, sorry about that. You can't see the delivery date. It's December because there are beautiful faces on it. But it's December, yeah. Sorry, so go back.
So yeah, and you need to get people familiar. We need to do a bit of education as well, in a sense that we really, the challenge right now is we need to bring our investment expertise. So we say all this year that we work for very traditional investment services. And even when you work with best people in UI, UX, and even in tech, you need to take time to educate these people that they can understand as well the framework, the terminology, and what we try to achieve here, which is in the reason why as well we took a bit of time to do the thing, I think, in the right direction. And that, I think, it's a long-term involvement, but you will see that it will be a paying strategy.
Yeah, and I think so. Again, this is really one of our main. Obviously, referendum was something we're very proud of. But as soon as we get the mobile app done, I think so. This is really when SwissBorg is going to shine the most. And obviously, there's going to be a queue that's going to go for that. And hey, guys, good news. You'll be the first guys in that queue, obviously. CHSB token holders will be releasing that link to you that you'll be able to download the app. You get into the queue. The more tokens you get, the more advanced you'll be in the queue. And obviously, that would be a very good start for us, for a lot of people that will start to buy in CHSB token to get the best features, such as our mobile app will be showing. Which brings us to the next question, which is finance. Sorry that the things going up and down is on my mouse. It is the opposite way for me, which doesn't make sense. I like scrolling down. It is scrolling up, which doesn't make sense for me. So the finance engine, there's two parts about that, I think, Anthony.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to talk about the part that's connected to the mobile app, which is a huge work, and he's going to hopefully, in a very easy way, explain you what are the different steps that we talk about when we say finance engine.
Yeah. So I would try to avoid to be too much technical on that part, but I would say when you try to build an exchange, which, as you have seen in the competitive environment, most of the people that are in the crypto space right now are providing single venue for investment execution. So most of the time you come to Coinbase, or you can come to Kraken, you can come to all these different investment execution venue. You make the deposit in crypto and you exchange this crypto. It could be BTC, for example, and then you exchange this BTC for another crypto. What we try to achieve here at SwissBorg, and what we're going to achieve, is transforming a single crypto into a basket of crypto. This is basically index execution. So if we were in this situation to build a very traditional investment platform, execution platform, we can have a white label as a financial engine. So most of the platforms that you see out there are already working with pre-existing technology. Because we want to build an execution value for indexes, much more complex product in a sense, because that would be basket of cryptos, we need to build a tailor-made financial engine. So there is no white label that we can buy at this stage. We have to build everything from scratch. So next week I'm flying to London with the tech team. So Nicolas, as well as Marco, that is flying from Canada to London to attend the workshop. And we're going to work with one of the best guy in that domain that been working for different bank and retail brokerage as well services to build what we call a liquidity aggregator engine as well as matching engine. And we're going to discuss this.
Which, by the way, is somewhere similar to what you have on exchanges as well. So like all the crypto exchanges, you have something similar to that. Please go on.
Yeah. So we're going to build this very specific and tailor-made financial engine that we need to have, and it will be the good thing is if someone will try to replicate what SwissBorg is doing right now, it would be some barrier to the entry. It would not be like a traditional crypto exchange. We have seen many are doing ICO, but what we try to build is very specific and will be the first of its kind, as far as I know. Maybe we will see more competitor coming in. But for instance, we'll be most probably the first one to have this financial engine ready. So yeah, that's a very exciting project. We are very proud that we get involved with the development of this proprietary technology, and that's still an early stage of it. That's why the delivery date is there by the end of this year. But we are pretty much confident that with the new hiring that we have done right now, we're going to achieve this challenge.
Right, that's perfect. So that's more regarding the mobile app per se. Most probably some of those elements will be as well taken for the crypto exchange that we might develop next year. But on the other side, we have our internal need as well, as for the off-chain fund and the portfolio management system that we have, which is a breakdown between a portfolio management system, there's an order management system, and there's an execution system. EMS, execution management system, sorry. So right now we already have our portfolio management software. We have the reconciliation all of our different portfolios that we could see in live, which is great. Out of Toronto, Marco Guerrero and Ankit are actually working right now on the order management system and the execution management system. We're having a great call tomorrow with one of the main guys who do that and to see if we could actually merge our technology with them in order to have something very sufficient. But again, that's more for on our side. Most probably this won't be offered at least for the next few months or years, or at least 6 months or a year to the greater public, but at least enable us to really structure different portfolios, and obviously will enable us to track and have better strategies that we can implement for off-chain funds. And if Cryptalian we could launch it, then that'll be very useful as well. This time we're not going to mistake, and let's jump to the next slide. I think so. By the way, this is great news. I don't know if this is why our token is doing quite well today. I hope it is. If it's not that, it's maybe the monthly reports. But anyways, for sure, we're very, very happy that the token today is doing over 53%, which is really cool. Is it from the partnership that we have with Bitmain? Is it from the monthly letter? Maybe it's a combination of both. We're having great volume. And what is desktop, Anthony?
So, first of all, maybe we can talk about Bitmain a little bit.
Yeah.
So please, Cyrus.
So yeah. I mean, you guys know who's Bitmain. If you don't know, you should know them. Bitmain is one of the biggest crypto holder in the world. They produce essentially the best CPUs for mining, or at least the biggest amounts of miners use CPUs based from Ant or other different CPUs that they have. But they're the biggest miners in the world. They're into AI. They're into a lot of different projects. They're one of our early investors as well, and community members. We've been walking hand in hand with them. They helped us on a lot of different things. Obviously, China is a very complicated market, but we're always very, very humble and honored to have Bitmain as partner. And which is great about desktop, I would say, is that we might be the first ERC20 token listed.
Well, yeah, one of the first. The good news is, as Cyrus mentioned, Bitmain has been an historical player in this field of cryptocurrency. And what we see right now is they are moving from their I would say core activity, which is the manufacture of engine to do mining basically, and then they are miners as well. So they have this influence in the industry, and now they're moving from this core activity to financial activity. So that's another big sign in a sense that this is where the whole industry is going, is to provide investment services. And we will see in the future how we could integrate more people from the ecosystem into the SwissBorg ecosystem. But the good news is with Desktop, it's another exchange that is decentralized, because I think it's very important for Bitmain to remain this core player that is used decentralization at the core of the technology, and most probably will be a very, very successful exchange. They have the DNA to be among the most performing exchange. They have been very active in China. So that's really an honor for us to be listed, to be one of the first to be listed on the exchange, and hopefully we will succeed to even attract even more investors. So that's maybe the time to discuss the roadshow as well in Asia.
Yeah, we could go through the roadshow. There's other partnerships that we're obviously on the line. We'll talk about it when maybe next Q&A, because already time is jumping. We love taking a lot of time with you, but we need to stick to 1 hour interview, which makes more sense. But yeah, there's a lot of different off-chain partnerships and on-chain partnerships that we're having, but we might talk about that later at a later stage. So a little bit about the off-chain, the blockchain on-chain. I think so. That's something really good that will really help us in Asia, and I think so. I think just mentioned it. Starting on-chain blockchain, what is it first? It comes from a concept of how can you really mix the best of both worlds between on-chain, between off-chain and on-chain players, right? Really how you could revolution the financial world thanks to blockchain. And for that, we, as always, love meeting our community here through videos, but as well through our different meetups that we organize. And we'll have a roadshow take place. I'll start here in Europe about this month. We'll have different meetups here in Switzerland. We'll have it as well in Europe. And then right after, we're going to Asia with our beautiful Japanese team. And we're going to go to all the main tigers, the main players, and it's going to be really awesome. And this will end up, our blockchain on-chain tool will end up actually on the 12th of September, for 3 days in Geneva. And again, you guys are all invited. Most probably, a lot of you will get in for free, and the ones who don't have enough tokens, well then, we'll give them huge discounts and make sure that you'll be really happy to meet great CEOs, great different new ICOs, our members in SwissBorg obviously as well. And
or you can try the new exchange, Desktop, and buy some CHSB.
Exactly, yeah. Getting back to a little bit the updates from our Solace, we have new offices here. That's really cool. We'll have some drinks for people from Lausanne or Switzerland or wherever you are. We'll probably have informal meetup here with a lot of our community. We're very happy. We have new hirings, which went well. We talked about the Reddit earlier, which is great. A lot of people talk about what's our portfolio doing right now. We have roughly between 33 to 34 million that is on par right now, which we're happy about. Then what is quite important as well is that in Toronto and Tokyo, we're hiring a lot as well. We're really looking forward to it. Same that goes with London, which is our new offices, which is really important. Then there's something really cool that we're really proud of. It's the SwissBorg Insider. If you guys haven't received it, you should register. Why? What's in the SwissBorg Insider, Anthony?
Yeah, that's I would say a very traditional flow of information that you can find. There is the performance of the crypto market itself. We have some news as well. So selected news from the previous day that we think could impact or could be good to know, and a bit of technical analysis. So currently, as everyone knows, for example, Bitcoin is evilly watched in a sense because we've been in this triangle for a long time now, and we all looking at the direction from where it's going to go. Hopefully, we'll break to the downside, to the upside. Sorry, but we never know. And so this is the kind of information that you can have like a snapshot on the market, either from news perspective or from a technical perspective. In your box every day at 8 a.m.
So it's a great thing to have. It looks what it gives you good information, the good flow, the good articles to read. There's a lot of good things out of it, the market and some insights. So it's it goes. You could just check it out. It takes like maybe 1 minute read, or it could take a 10-minute read, or even an hour if you look really deep into it. But at least you get a lot of market data. And why we're doing this for you guys, obviously, and as well, this is very important for the off-chain world to get in more into this beautiful industry and ecosystem. So for us, it's a great way, again, SwissBorg, to be like, okay, crypto, who do we think about investment management, wealth management? We talk about SwissBorg. So it's a great thing, and we're really proud to be doing that. Mariam, which is leading this project, she's doing a great job as a crypto analyst, and obviously the entire team is really helping her as well.
Yeah. Just a quick one as well. Most probably next week or at the end of this week, we're already Friday tomorrow, but we're going to release a very interesting article on how to value a token. It's been a topic that is extensively discussed by the community. Even Warren Buffett or big guys like him does talk about token valuation. So we put ourselves in the shoes of someone that needs to find a way to value tokens. And this article is going to be released, and on top of that, we have analyzed the price of the SHSB token with this methodology that we can provide a little bit of insight as well, and to discuss the situation with the SHSB. I think it was important for you to our own unbiased analysis. We try to remain as fair as possible, and that's one article that's going to be released soon.
All about this edutainment all the time, education and entertainment as well. So, and I think so, giving some market research and different tools going forward as well, how to analyze the markets is something we're really profoundly looking forward to it. And the SwissBorg Academy will definitely be based on that. As time is shorting down, we're going to go to the last quick questions.
Yeah, before the Q&A, last information, which is critical as well. We next week, it's the opening of our London office. It's another step toward the direction of being decentralized team, which is good. Just as a matter of information, the UK market is the biggest market in Europe for Coinbase, as an example. So, I mean, that's another area of development for us. We're going to get some licenses as well from there, especially what we call the EMI license.
We'll talk about it in the Q&A.
We talk about it
in the Q&A.
Perfect. Let's discuss it.
So the Q&A, okay, about Reddit, you guys know what it is, so we don't need to go through that. Maybe the next question, which is quite important, is so the securitization and tokenization. So a lot of people have been talking about this, and we are very excited about asset tokenization. We've already worked on internal projects. Do we have something ready today, Anthony?
Well, so coming back on this tokenization topic as well, what I see most of the time, it's a very, very trendy word at the moment, and obviously we believe, all of us believe, this is the next. That's the next step for the mass adoption of cryptocurrency, and undoubtedly is going to happen. Now, especially when it's come to security tokenization or asset tokenization in general, there is a really misconception and misinformation coming from most of a big part of players out there. So when we talk about tokenization, and the area where we focus our effort right now is what we call the unlisted securities, because this is obviously where you have, I would say, most probably the better chance to release or to basically have something ready to work. So currently, coming back on our progress and work, this is a topic that we discuss with other teams extensively. We've been involved since almost 5 months now in this discussion of tokenization. We have been very quiet because most of the project that you see out there are really
too vague and don't have a really specific need to it, or not backed by any legal framework either.
Exactly, and in that sense, that's very different because a utility token is far different from being a securities or from being a financial product. When we talk about security token, that's a financial product. And in that sense, the way you look at it's very different. It could be a very, I would say, very different rules from one jurisdiction to another. Because the main concept with security tokenization, and I'm talking only about security, is how you could use the blockchain as a register, as a ledger, for your shareholder. And why you want to do that? Because it's already existing in a sense as an accountant or as a ledger responsible for the company. I can choose to Excel, for example, as a ledger for the shareholder of my company. But why would I use the blockchain? Because it facilitates the transfer of one asset, one person to another. But for this transfer to be valid, then you need to implement regulation or rules of the relevant country. And in that sense, as far as I know and we observe and from every discussion that we have, the only one country that is about to clarify a very clear framework to not only tokenization but for the transfer, because you have no interest to tokenize your ledger, your shareholder ledger, if you could not transfer easily the property from one shareholder to another. The only country that is about to very clarify the situation is France. And we, as you know, Switzerland is very close to France. I'm French guy myself. And so we've been working very closely with a legal, technical guy as well. And you're going to have some news. We don't want to...
There is no anything right now. Yeah. There's no content, no real food to talk about what we're going to be doing. But obviously this is it's in our roadmap. There's a lot of things on our roadmap, as we know, but this is a great, again, bridge that will link both worlds between the off-chain world and on-chain world. So are we on it? Obviously we're on it. Do we have something ready? No. Are we going to get into it? Obviously. Have we taken the right steps? Yes. We have already put in contact a few different teams. We as well have talked to l'Autorité de marché financier française, so l'AMF, AMF French, which is the French regulators. So, we're definitely at a point where we think that this is going to happen much sooner than a lot of people think. It won't be a 2022 project, probably much earlier. And we are, again, taking the right steps. But right now, nothing has been confirmed from our end. And as soon as we get something juicy, you'll be ready to know the whole sauce. So question number 2, and this goes a bit with the C-share as well. So until we don't have asset tokenization and a clear framework and something that's ready, C-share is not going to be involved, and we're not going to be looking forward to develop it. When it will be ready and all the framework will have it and the exchange will have it and this and that, then we'll be very happy to look into this question, and we will obviously try to bring something to the table.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, there is no date that we can commit, but there is news coming in this year. I can tell already on that topic, and of course that's part of our roadmap. This is how we will enrich the ecosystem, and we will leverage on the current portfolio management system or portfolio management smart wallet solution that we currently develop to extend this solution to a even more diversified portfolio.
Right, perfect. We have 10 minutes more to go. So indexes, I think so. We did answer that one, Anthony, a bit earlier.
Yeah, more or less. So
we could talk about maybe the fact that obviously the indexes are going to be part of our awesome mobile app, smart wallet. I think so. We'll have other indices that will be publicly released very soon, whenever our UI and will be changed on our website. I think so. This is probably for month of August, so you'll already have different indices that people could track, and that if you have actually CHSB tokens, then you can see all the different underlyings that are you'll be able to replicate these indices, but it won't be a button that you click and it creates a portfolio. That we want to do that through our smart wallets. But you already have most probably the SB20, we'll have the SB80, and maybe SB.
Yeah. So once again, coming back on these indexes, currently we have Marco with his team in Canada that is expanding, by the way, that is working toward this investment intelligence. So we're currently working on different type of indexes. Now, when it's come to offer you guys and through the smart wallet and every member of the community going forward, the opportunity to trade these indexes and to buy or sell and exchange your BTC Ether or even your fiat against these indexes, it's come to the question is, does the underlying of the index, so the crypto that's going to be included in the index, are utility, and in that sense you don't need a strong regulatory framework because it's not a financial product, or is it something hybrid, or is it clearly security? And if it's clearly hybrid or security, you need a higher degree of license. So it's not only about being able to produce very, I would say, good indexes, but it's as well the question of having the right level of licenses and a good licensing framework that we can provide you with the safest execution venue, the exposure to indexes. So
maybe that's a good question. I think so regarding the indices, but as well about the model is that obviously we have different products and different services for different needs. And for example, for the off-chain fund that we'll be launching hopefully very soon, Anthony, is there any license that we're looking forward to have in Switzerland, for example?
Yeah, so to be, here in Switzerland, you're more a specialist, of course, but there is different type of licenses, and most of the time you reach very quickly the banking license, and that's why it was a topic, and it's still a topic at SwissBorg. So I would say, for instance, what we're looking at, and most probably I would say in 2 to 3 months. I hope Lean Elodie will not kill me with this timeline, but I think it's
Lean is our head of legal. Lean Elodie, that we're very happy to have.
We're gonna apply for the financial advisory license. We're currently applying for it. It's called SRO.
So self-regulated organization that will enable us to manage up to 100 million. Which is a great thing. Essentially, it enables you to do all KYCs and it enables you to manage your funds as well, up to 100 million. So that's a great thing. After that, obviously, the next license in Switzerland we would like to have is the fund management one. But for the smart wallet and the indices for Europe, for example, are we applying for any licenses, Anthony?
Sorry?
So regarding Europe, obviously the key success factor in finance is to make sure that you have not only the right technology, the right people who manage that, but as well going forward the right licenses in order to distribute or to manage it. And in Switzerland, so as you notice, we're going for the SRO. Tomorrow for Europe and Asia, there are different licenses that we're willing to apply, and that we already started the case, which Lean Elodie is on it, and the governance teams is on it in general. Is there any licenses that we're applying in London or Malta, for example?
Yeah, so in Europe, we're currently looking for EMI license.
And what will the purpose of the EMI?
Yeah, so about to explain. So the EMI license, the goal is, as we mentioned, we want to offer a fiat deposit into the smart wallet, and for that, most of the time you need the AMI license that we could belong to the SEPA system and provide individual IBAN for every member of the platform. That's one part. Then, as we mentioned, because we want to provide different complexity of index and we want to basically offer a different way of diversification. Then we're going to apply for a license free in Malta, which is kind of what we call most usually the broker dealer license, that will give us, at least in Europe, the opportunity to execute securities. So we could build a financial engine that not only execute utility token, but more complex token, security token, and other stuff like this. That's the reason why, for example, Binance is now in Malta, because they offer so much token inside the platform that they could not tell for 100% that there is no security token. So that's a good alternative for them to be there, that they could do their business, no question asked. And once again, our goal is not to provide a single execution venue, but a more complex index execution venue, but to have very well diversified and built indexes. You need to have as well the relevant legal framework.
So those are all the fiat licenses that we require for Switzerland and for Europe, and hopefully, when the European regulators will and Swiss regulators will have crypto licenses, then we'll probably get them thanks to the fact we have fiat, or then we'll probably apply them through another structure if we need to go through that. Malta is very much advanced on this. And we partner up probably with the best legal firm that's very attached actually to the MFSA, which is the regulator based in Malta. So we're really in good hands, that's for sure. Same goes for London. Our lawyers are probably one of the most competent people that work very, very strongly with FCA. So we're in very good hands for that. For Japan, we're obviously applying for the crypto exchange. That is the only real exchange license for cryptos that exists in the world. And for that, again, we're always making sure that we take the time to develop things, and we want to make it legit as well. Because if you don't do that, it's great to have something, but eventually your house of cards will fall, and we're not for that. We're really building a sustainable and measurable future, and it takes time. Yeah. So please hold on us a bit on that. Hodl.
And what CC say usually, we are going at a pace,
a very responsible pace. This is our content wordsmith. Again, thank you very much for your very kind word on Telegram. It's very kind of you. Thank you. CHSB utility. I think so. This one we're gonna have to jump to that one because I think so. We're running a bit late.
Just a quick note.
A quick note. There, go for it. I just wanted to do a little sum up. Yeah.
That's going to be part of our next referendum.
Exactly.
We're going to disclose this white paper. As you understand, the more technology we develop, the more utility we can give to the CHSB. And now we are at the stage where we're getting this tech team bigger and bigger. Once again, it's a very responsible pace because we need to build the right team from now, that we do not have to manage some problem after a while. We have a very good head of
legal,
head of development of tech right now, which is
head
Nicolas.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy, and we fit along very well all together, which is good. And as this tech stack is just getting better, there is more utility coming in for the CHSB. We can as well, and that's one of the job of Linology, our head of legal, is working on toward the release of the smart contract, which is really a unique product that will be available in the next future at SwissBorg. And so when we will have all this product ready, the utility you will see of the CHSB token will just be incredible.
And one event you'll be choosing within the referendum. So we're going to do a Q&A, not a Q&A, we'll do a live event again. We'll only be on the CHSB utility that will be communicated maybe at the end of next month, or maybe we'll do one mid-month maybe like say 2 weeks from now. But we'll be really focusing on that as soon as we have enough information. And the idea is obviously by staking CHSB, what can you offer? Is it only goodies and t-shirts? No, obviously that's not the point. It's how you can get access to the best investment products, the best services. And obviously we will be growing the CHSB token to make sure that it's the heart of the ecosystem of whatever project is within our network. And obviously, as you being a very early stakers, you'll be strongly incentivized, and making sure again, whatever we do, everything goes to the CHZB token holder. So we'll talk about that more in depth, but that's probably going to take at least an hour video on that one. So we'll have a live stream hopefully very soon. We'll communicate that very soon. Let's go to the last roadmap. Well, you guys know a bit where we are. We'll be updating the Trello very soon, probably at the end of the next week, to know a little bit what has been the progress. You have already obviously this document, I think so, will be released as well. You could check it out. But as you know, right now, the biggest endeavor we're having right now is the mobile app. With that, moving the community to our new beta swarm intelligence platform, which right now it's Reddit. This is very important for us. We have the ICO platform that's completely ready, that we'll be talking about it very soon, that will have different ICOs of our strong allies that we think that are good processes. CHZB token holders will have discounts, obviously. Then, we have other things in the pipeline, asset tokenization. We talked about it roughly. We talked about as well the off-chain fund that Andreas, you want to know a bit about it. It's slower than we thought. Unfortunately, that comes from the fact that the regulators are a little bit puzzled in Gibraltar, but we have obviously different solutions that we're working strongly on it. And besides that, I think so, we have other things in the roadmap, but these are the 4 different elements that right now we're focusing on. And the other ones will come very soon.
Of course. And this part of the discussion we had at the very beginning of this video, but the more the community, the team internally will provide support video to explain the different progress on every division of the project. We will publish this video into the Trello as well, because we know that not all of you are really fan of reading stuff, and most of the time video are much more efficient way to communicate.
But please read the next white paper. If not, Anthony will be very, very, very sad.
I will, that's for sure.
Guys, it was exactly 1 hour. We tried to schedule at least to finish it on the right time. We didn't start on a good time. Sorry again. I don't know, YouTube was not working very well. I think so. This was hopefully was clear enough for you guys to see where we're standing right now, but more importantly, where we're going, what is the needs we have, where the advancement we already made. And I think so more than ever, we thank you to hodling in. This is a great day for the token, 53%. Hopefully that'll happen in the next 10 days, 53% every day, which will be awesome. Last words, Anthony?
Stay tuned and hold.
Stay tuned, hodl, and please, guys, check out. Which is really important for us, the on-chain blockchain tour that will start here in Switzerland, but obviously we'll be going to a lot of different cities around the world. If you're in those cities, please let us know if you're on the tour. If we're not going to your city, but you want to help us out, please contact Antoine, Christophe, or Alina. We'll be very happy to meet you guys, organize a meetup over there, and hopefully embrace even stronger our new community. So guys, thank you a lot of love, and we are SwissBorg. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.